One of the questions that comes up for us a lot is, now that we're thinking about moving to the cloud, do I need to redo everything? I think there's a lot of confusion from what we're hearing about what all this means, and there are sometimes assumptions that either we don't have to change anything or, oh my goodness, we have to change everything. The answer is the basic principles really remain the same. Everything that you need to do for good service management, you need to do. The thing is, it becomes even more important when you're moving to the cloud. My name's Betsy Norton-Midd. I'm a Senior Program Manager on the MOF team. MOF is Microsoft Operations Framework. It's part of the Solution Accelerators team. And Solution Accelerators are free guidance for IT pros in how to run their business better. MOF in particular is about service management and about all those people and process issues that you need to think about in addition to the technology that you use to make sure that everything works well together and that you're getting the most out of your technology that you can. MOF matters because the technology alone isn't enough. You really need to figure out the people side, who's doing what, do they know what they're doing, do they know how they're coordinating, do you have regular times where you come together and double check to make sure that you're meeting what your requirements are. MOF 4 can definitely be used with cloud computing. It can be used with private clouds, with hybrid, with public cloud. However it is, the basic principles remain the same. They're just good service management principles. 3 things that you really need to think about when you're moving to a public cloud. There's control. What are you still going to control and what are you not going to control? There's visibility. What do you absolutely need to see what's going on, and what can be more of a black box? Is if you don't let go of some of that, you're not getting the agility and the cost savings from the cloud. And there's assurance, which is making sure that you've got what you need, making sure that your policies, those policies that must be enforced, are enforced, and you have a way of confirming that. You've got more people involved, more organizations involved. Sometimes there are contracts that are involved, and so you can't just work out any misunderstandings or confusion at the water cooler. You need to actually think about it and work it out in advance. Things are a little more formal, and you need to make sure that your governance and your compliance and your risk requirements are still being met. And that requires thinking about it in advance. That requires good service management. So when it comes to the cloud and moving to the cloud, MOF becomes so much more important than it is today. You're going to have to think it through and figure things out. These management reviews, I think, are probably the thing that are most important when moving to the cloud. If you put nothing else in place around service management but management reviews, I think you're going to get a big benefit out of that. You can find more information at Microsoft.com/MOF. There's a ton of materials out there. Everything from getting started with MOF to using MOF with Microsoft products to reliability workbooks for specific technologies. And there are several things about working with the cloud. There's best practices for service vendor management, and there is also planning for software plus services that just talks about kind of initial questions that you need to think about when you're looking at moving to the cloud.